Wassail. It's Friday the 13th today, and all morning I've been getting the sense of calm, trying to settle on the world, and then a sense of irritation and violence as well. I'm doing a reading today because the Ides of March traditionally are the first day of the original Roman calendar, and it was a time when the new year began, debts were paid off. Now most Ides were on the 13th, but the Ides of March, October, May, some of the other ones were the 15th. And this is the date on which Julius Caesar was also famously assassinated. There's a warning in the air, and I don't know what that means. I can just sense the sort of energy of change coming upon things. So I've been meditating on the 4th of the 4th, knowing that on that day we have another Babylonian Sumerian gateway opening, and I wanted to know whose gateway it was, and I assumed, as with the others that I've done, that Adad or Hadad was the gateway keeper. But remember, we're converting masculine god energies to their feminine counterparts, and the feminine counterpart of Hadad is Shala. Now, Shala is the goddess of agriculture and compassion, and Hadad is the god of storms and fire and rain. And after the rain comes sun, and after the sun comes rain. I've also got that song, this is called Underwater Love, going round and round in my head by Smoke City. Shala is the Sumerian goddess associated with blessings that come after the rain to bring harvest and warmth and growth and compassion to the people. And that is what Shala is offering us, because it's like the energy of Hadad is being turned on its head, like in my sound healings where everything's being turned on its head. The energy of Hadad is coming in, and that's this sense of discomfort, violence and fear that's being played out at the moment, and it's going to be converted into the energy of Shala. Now, Shala is associated with both the higher heart chakra and the sacral, so it's about self-love, being pushed out to love others. Venus has a mountain system on it called the Mons of Shala. So let's dive into this. Oh, also, sorry, Shala was the wife of Dagon, and I do think there's a connection here. Dagon was a kind of mer creature, and we're definitely talking now about the Akashic records, the water of the earth, kind of bubbling up with some kind of great sweeping beauty. I mean, I don't like to send out kind of negative messages, but I do suspect that the earth is about to kind of reach a cracking point within things. So let's have the bells and see what we get. Wow, that's really interesting. So really soft, gentle, almost hidden. Oh, so this is an energy that not everyone's going to feel, because the energy of Hadad, the stronger part as it's coming in, is trying to rip through and separate, because Hadad's like a storm god. And we're having it converted. I mean, I don't know, but I keep getting in my head this sense of she was the wife of Dagon, this water mer creature god, and as I said, I do think there's a connection to the Dogon, and I do believe that the Dogon is where the Dogon are in Malia. in Mali rather, the energy there is to do with the throat chakra and speaking truths, and they're hidden truths that the Dogon people have been keeping hidden. I suspect from what I'm sensing in my mind through my guides that she was it's that sense of being kidnapped almost, or taken away from her husband to become what they call the consort, but the consort is actually the reverse energy. So it's like she left Dagon to become Hadad or Adad, the storm god. So it's kind of like a sense of when she first transforms, it's raw femininity again, and that's a subject that keeps coming up. So I really am not sure where to start, but I have got out my Mer Creatures deck. Oh, look, Transformation's on the bottom. And I love this card of Transformation. Oh, and it's the 13th today. Because this is this idea of, look, there's a ship and it's sunk to the bottom of the ocean. And now this ship is going to be transformed into a home beneath the sea for all kinds of marine life. So there's definitely a watery element to this. I think I'm going to begin with the double Anna Stark. No, I need to begin actually with a deck that I don't have down here. You're going to have to wait for me. I'm back. So we need Sufi first. They said Sufi outside when I was meditating by the sea, but then for some reason I didn't get the deck out. And I can still hear, this is called Underwater Love. After the sun comes rain, after the rain comes sun. There's so much fear being driven around the world at the moment that this energy of Shala on the 4th of the 4th, may the 4th be with you, it's like a magical energy that not everyone's going to feel at first, and it's important that those that feel it can maintain the light. But anyway, let's see what we get. Whoa. We have 3, and the one that's up is the heart of the matter. Align life's pathways through the heart. And this is a really beautiful card. I'm really getting a strong connection to Sirius and the Lioness Gateway portal that opened last year on the 8th of the 8th. One of her symbols, Shala's symbols, is a double-headed mace with 2 lions on, and she's often seen riding on 2 lions. And as we know, lions are a symbol of Sirius, and Sirius is strongly connected with the Dogon. So I think we're on the right pathway here. This is a card of stepping from the fear pod isolation and becoming a flaming light of compassion. But we have to do the work to find that energy, because everywhere you go, even if you stop watching news, stop listening to all the fear tactics, everywhere you go, people are invested in this energy, and it's all a veil. Deal with the unexpected. Treat the unforeseen as a divine offering. Okay, so what's this card giving me? I'll just show you. So what is the energy of this card? I see the black hole, galactic center of the universe. It's constantly telling me that we need to be on our toes. All day yesterday, I managed to maintain a level of calm in the face of everything that people were up to. And I had to calm so many people down yesterday when I met them on the streets. There's this sense of panic, but it's getting quite dangerous, this sense of fear, because it's on the cusp of violence, and that's not what we need. So as many of you as can need to connect with this wonderful violet divine feminine energy. It's pulling that Shala love down into the heart and the sacral. And this is the higher heart, which goes, that's connecting with the lower heart. And this is hugely transformative energy. Deal with the unexpected. I'm going to ask later for some clarification on these cards. Okay, and accepting challenges. Trust your inner resources. Look, this card is absolutely referencing the first card I showed you. Becoming the light worker embodiment of calmness in the face of all these unexpected fears that are rolling around us. So the sun, the sacral, the solar plexus needs now to begin to resonate fully. We've really got to work on those energies. Okay, so let's take I haven't used this deck for a very long time, but because we're dealing with mer creatures in terms of Shala and Dagon and the Dogon people, I thought it was important to get this deck out. It also has slightly different messages attached to these cards. So what is this unexpected? What is the unexpected? What is the unexpected that is coming towards us? Lovely. So we have the Three of Wands. See? Sirens, emergencies. Don't be drawn into them. Deal with the unexpected. The Three of Wands is always about seeing a vision and knowing that something's coming to you. It's called your ships are coming in, but this is about actually the emotions are coming in, compassion is coming in, and it is motivation. You have to be motivated to stand up in the face of this fear, because this fear is going to grow for the moment. It won't win, but it is going to grow. And then we have the Queen of Swords. I mean, the Queen of Swords is really fiery. Quite often she's seen chopping someone's head off, or she's seen as the fiercest of all the queens. But in this deck, she is resilience. To be resilient. And when you bring your Kali Ma raw feminine down into the earth grid and strike down to connect yourself into the earth, you're going to feel an absolute calm. The resilience will be something you have to keep maintaining, but actually she's the most gentle looking Queen of Swords ever. She just understands the thoughts. She sees through everything. I mean, maybe something you could test yourselves with. I'm currently staying with my dad because he's not very well, and he has the telly on all day long, and I never watch telly. So now I'm witness to what the media and the news are up to, and actually it's like absolutely everything I see them say is just a lie. I can see through the veil of their illusion, and maybe, I'm not saying get stuck in television, but maybe what I'm saying is look for the truth behind what they're calling truths, because that's the important part of this. And then we have the Two of Cups. Now the Two of Cups is always about connection of balance within the body. It's also the idea of love, but within this card it's about partnership. It's about connecting because we're being asked or forced or tricked into fear bubbles. They're closing down the whole world to keep us from this divine connection. It's coming in. I mean, you know, there's nothing they can do. I'm getting Ides of March again. I'm not saying something's going to happen on Sunday, but that beware the Ides of March. It's an interesting thing. Also, oh yeah, Shala is associated with Virgo, and this is right now we're in a Virgo full moon. So I know it won't be on the 4th of the 4th still. It will be a new moon in Aries, which is quite fiery. So accepting the challenges, please. Accepting the challenges, accepting the challenges. Can we please have some messages for accepting the challenges? Okay, just 2. So, to be Zen. But here's the thing, this morning I was chatting with a wonderful friend about the concept of Zen, and he helped me to understand how you can be so Zen that you do nothing. And that's that sense of when people reach a blissful nirvana in meditation, but they're no longer doing the shadow work to find a path forwards. They're willing to just sit in the Zen energy, which is lovely, but it's not the purpose of being here. So we've got 2 Zen: ambition and trust. So we've got the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles, which I always call the Zen. This is balanced masculine and feminine energy. And the ambition is to know through your queen, the bloom of thoughts, is to become Zen with an ambition, to create an ambition. And your ambition is the creation of aligning your life's pathways through the heart. So the King of Swords, again, he's striking his sword down. So your resilience will allow you to bring balance to yourself within the earth grid. And the earth grid is there to support us. But there is a massive water-ocean connection within this deck. And then the King of Pentacles, this trust, is to trust the earth. The earth is wanting to bring you messages. And I'm also getting this aquamarine light. We've got to do the activation. We've got to draw in this aquamarine light. I am working, and it's still a work in progress, but I am working on it as fast as I can, a meditation to do with this grounding. And a gorgeous oracle has offered to help with the soundtrack. So I just need to finish the word script, and between us we'll get on with this. So do we have... Right, we do. I just needed a third... Seriously, massive energy. May the 4th be with you. Zen of emotions and water. We've now got 3 kings. We 3 kings. We're becoming Zen with all kinds of things. But it's not fiery creativity at all. This Zenness is to do with understanding you, understanding your role, understanding your mission, understanding what's going on in the world, not being drawn into it. They're all very important messages. So now I'm going to go to the Anastat, because we need to get, there's something cosmic. You know, we're talking goddess of compassion. We have unconditional love and soul journey. But that's just the split of the deck. We're not reading them. So, can we please, Shala, beautiful mer goddess of the waters, bringing water to the land, I see now. the gentle rains of change, the washing through, the cleansing I'm hearing. But I am hearing we've got to keep an eye on the sea. There's something going on within the sea at the moment as we head either towards this fourth or post this fourth. There's something quite seismic. So, this is a big energy change. They're ramping up their end of the game, and the best form of defense is attack. Watch out for Shala when she attack you back, people. So, what do we have? Right, so we have secret temptations, being led astray. This is what they're doing. They are using, it's not a temptation like, oh look, wouldn't it be nice to feel fear? That's just what they do. That is the temptation. Fear is the temptation to stop you. And we have also with it the card of soul fragments. And this is, as I've said in other readings, this is Kali Ma coming in and burning off the ego and rewiring our heart chakras. So this is coming. So I'm just going to say 3331. 3331 is worth a look. And then we have energy balance. This is what comes when you put yourself in the grid, in the crystalline grid where the aquamarine ray is being put on. The earth will open like a lotus down here to bring balance to your chakras. See the green one as aquamarine in your heart. A balance will be restored, and that balance is when you reach the energy of the three kings, the three Zens, okay? So to have trust, ambition, and understanding. To trust yourself, and then we have, this card represented Juno before, but now I see this card as Shala. This is Love and Light, 26. Act with care, because you're going to be tested. You're going to have resilience, because we're all going to be tested if we're going to hold this energy of the aquamarine paradise ray to support the energy globally. So let's have a little look at these. Oh no, actually, sorry, I'm going to go to this because this deck's been also calling. It's like a couple of different decks have come out. This is the Impressionist Deck. Let's have a look at Soul Fragments and Secret Temptations, and then Energy Balance and Love and Light. Gateway of Shala opening. So I'm seeing a garden inside the first portal that you go through of aquamarine flowers. So this is where, if you can let go of the temptation, you can pass through the gateway. How beautiful. So we have starry night. This is because Shala is coming down through the cosmos to bring a healing, to water through emotions. There's two jugs here for pouring and tempering everything down. The energy will be to temper, but there is a kind of, this is the Chariot. Now the Chariot usually represents a decision and a movement forwards, but there is a sense within this card, there's two people in the cart at the back, and there's a sense of things being slightly out of control, which is this being led astray into the fear path. He's struggling to kind of control the movement that's going on, and it's a false movement, whereas she's seated next to him, Shala, in absolute zenness, the Three Kings energy, the balance, the zenness. And then we have the Hermit. You've got to find your inner truth. This is a card of Virgo. So the cards are really trying to show you the importance of belief in yourself, to deal with the unexpected that's coming on and accept the challenges of halting the movement that's the wrong direction. So it's not, ordinarily I would always say there's always two choices, the black and the white horse. And I would usually say that whichever choice of pathway you take is the right one. But this card is actually saying there's only one choice, and the choice is to move to the higher frequency, to get that aquamarine energy inside your body. So energy balance and love and light. What do we have for the energy balance and love and light? Wow. So, all of the seeds have been planted. This is a lovely Seven of Pentacles, because in this Seven of Pentacles, the sacral is flowering as lilies. And it's like you need to imagine a perfumed garden. The perfumes, in the vestibule of Shala are intoxicating. Oh, so listen, she's the goddess of harvest, but she's also the goddess of rain and storms, because she brings about the water. She moves waters, and the waters here represent emotions. She's moving your emotions in with Venus, that's high up just behind the crown chakra, which is that violet energy, to help us deal with the unexpected, the crown chakra. So in this garden, the perfume is so intoxicating, the area is so beautiful, you could almost feel stuck with your zenness. Okay, so you need to sort of sit and as quickly as you can untangle all the mistruths, to comb through all the energy frequencies that don't actually hold true to let you through the next gateway. And now we have the missing king. So this is the Zen of Wands. This is the first three kings. This trust, ambition and understanding is the energy you need to push into the 3D world. This wonderful creative energy is about the energy you create in your sacred space. You can be seen, but behind, from this balcony where he stands, is the sacred space that he has created that only he sees. And this is really important. You have to create your sacred space. And then we have the wonderful energy of this Gauguin female. Actually, there's a sense of gender fluidity in this. It's about, this is divine, feminine manifestation magician. And I'm not fully sure what that means. It's just, they put things into my head, but this is a different kind of manifestation, that it's almost dreamlike, because it is dreamlike. Okay, so the High Priestess, which is mind magic, this is a form of mind magic within the earth, within the 3D, but also connected to the 5D. You've almost got to draw these two energies together, so that you live in the 3D world, but with your mind pulling 3D frequencies up to a better energy frequency. So, what we need to kind of know what else we need to shed. So I'm going to go back to the mer creatures. What are we shedding? What are the soul fragments that we're shedding, please? Can you help us with what are the soul fragments we're shedding? These cards are really interesting. Every single one of these is falling face down. And I'm being told, I've just dented that one. I'm being told that it's because you really have to search for truths. You have to really look hard for these messages. That one's gone very far on the floor. So, what are we shedding? Well, beautiful. Oh. So, what are we shedding when we're in there? We are shedding the restriction of bad thought patterns, the Eight of Swords. So this is the fears. This is the things that are being popped into your head, mistruths, and they're using so-called experts who will just lie because they're caught in that belief. They're trapped in their own version of things. Plus, don't forget, a lot of experts are so inebriated with the exuberance of their own verbosity, which is such a lovely phrase, which was said of Churchill, meaning they're so empowered by the sound of their own voice that they will literally say anything, believing that everything they say is true, when it isn't. So you've got to break free, and eights are a sense of abundance moving forward. So the more the fear is there, the more trapped you become. Break free from the fears. And then you have the Knight of Swords. Break free from the drama. He's the kind of sword energy, because we've got the Queen and we've got the King. This is the warrior of swords. And the drama that I'm getting for him is kind of like an impetuous teenager just swinging his sword around all over the place. And this is... This is kind of what the people in power are doing at the moment. They're literally flinging everything they can at you in such a dumbass way. So that's what you've got to let go of. Find your inner truth and use the cosmic energy of Shala to move forwards. Then what do we have? We've got another magician. She is bringing manifestations to us. This is emotional manifestation. This is watery, and the cup is the thing closest to him. This is emotional, wondrous rewards. Four of Cups is connection, is celebration, is that sense of being in a new home. And by that, I don't necessarily mean a physical home, but it could be, because we're dealing with pulling the 3D world into 5D. It's kind of telling me you have to construct in your 5D your home, that home that's hidden, and then you allow that to be a magnet to pull a better life towards you in the 3D. Okay, so as you shed all those fears, we now need to ask what animal we might find appearing to us at the second gateway of Shala, beckoning us in. What is the second gateway, please? What is the second gateway, please? Which animal spirit will come to us in a dream? That's two, and I'm not going to take them. I really want just one card to come. So please, Spirit, please, just one card to show us which animal spirit is guarding the gateway of Shala, please. What gateway, what animal is guarding the gateway of Shala? Really interesting. A bat. Now that does surprise me, except that there's a very strong presence of the moon. There's also a very strong presence in this card of molecular transformation. There's got to be a huge... This is why you need this paradise ray. You've really got to work on your molecules. So the bat is... Okay. No, they're telling me that the bat is the transformation energy that you have to go through in the gateway. He's not the keeper of the gateway. He's almost like a visitor in the vestibule. Sorry about that. So I don't know that they want to tell me what animal. I've got a real sense that the animal is going to be personal to each person. I mean, I know that she's to do with water, but she is agriculture, so it's how water comes onto the land, and that's an air sign. So I'm really looking for... Oh, now we've got a group of cards. And we've got this card again. This card came up yesterday. This is really about being trapped half and half, in between worlds, between fear and love. So that's part of what we're shedding. And then we have sea serpent and crocodile. So this is the sacral, it's divine blueprint. Sorry, they're talking to me in my head. They're saying skip these and go to a different deck because the animal's in another deck. What deck? I haven't got that one out. Sorry, you just have to wait for a moment. I will be back with you. It's like, this is sort of like the message that's going on all the time. Everything I need for you is in a drawer and not with me. So, one sec. Oh no, I know where it is. It's under the bowl. So, crocodile and sea serpent. The sea serpent is obviously her energy coming to the sacral. And it's... oh, that's really difficult. I double-decked these yesterday and I haven't sorted them back through. So, let's just see what happens. So... the crocodile is talking about... Sorry, I'm really not focused on this. Let me just... The crocodile is like the Queen of Swords energy. It's the... Oh, thank you. Don't lash out. You've really got to maintain your calm, your creative inner frequency, and not get caught in this fear. The fear is making people want to lash out. So, I mean, anything could fall out of here because it's a tarot deck and an animal deck. So, but let's see. Maybe they're saying use this, so I'm assuming that one of the blue cards will fall from it. Wow. It's an elephant. Learn from the past, 25. An elephant spirit. Majestic. Huge. Oh, I see. Yeah. An elephant can draw water. An elephant can pull in water and fire water. An elephant can almost be the thing that nourishes the world, in that it could carry water and put it onto the earth to make seeds. We have to draw in good emotions and spray good emotions to the world. And so the elephant will be the creature that will open the gateway to you. The interesting thing about that is the sheer power and size of the energy frequency that will be available to you through the gateway of Shala. That's beautiful. A really lovely message, and I hope it helps. It's on the 4th of the 4th. So may the 4th be with you, and wassail, people.